Spread your wings. Spread your wings is a phrase that we listen to every now and then. It's a phrase that at times might be a cliche because we listen to it so often. But the truth is, spreading your wings is a very powerful and underrated statement. Recently, I was scrolling down Twitter and I saw this quote that caught my attention. It was from George Lucas. "We are all living in cages with the door wide open." And it hit me. It was a very powerful and so truthful quote. No matter who we are, what age we have, what are we working on, or wherever we are all living in cages. And we're going from cage to cage in different events of our life. Our school, the company we work for, our fears, our insecurities, our country, even our families or a group of friends might be cages for us at some moment in our life. But the most important thing is that all of these cages, some are going to be very spacious and big and comfortable, others might be very small and tight, but all of these cages allow us to fly out of it whenever we want, because the door of this cage is always open. So I want you guys to bear with me and stick to this analogy for the rest of my talk. And today, I'm going to give you 5 key points that have helped me fly off those cages from now and then. Or in a non-metaphorical way, 5 ways that your life is going to be a little bit easier. Number 1, build good habits. But just don't build good habits. Build good habits through discipline. Habits is what defines us as people. Drinking our morning coffee, reading, eating healthy, going to the gym, praying, meditating, all of these small, insignificant habits that you might say is what define who we are and what type of person we're going to be. Some of these habits, we do them in automatic, like snoozing the alarm as soon as we wake up, or drinking our morning coffee. Other habits require a little bit more effort, like making time to read your favorite book, or eating healthy, going to the gym. And these habits are the ones that I would like for you to focus on. Because difficult habits are not unachievable, but they require more effort. And you're going to need something that's very, very important: discipline. Such as cash is king, discipline is king when we're talking about habits. Many of you might tell me that when you grew up, you were not maybe the most disciplined person in the classroom. Me, for example. I visited a lot the principal's office when I was in lower school. But through my career and starting career, I would like to say, discipline is something that was very, very important. Discipline will take places that not even talent can take. For example, a piano player. Someone who was born with the ability to play the piano. But this person does not put any type of effort on practicing every single day. Chances are, this person will not be a great piano player or a concert piano player. But let's say someone who had no ability to play the piano. And this person constantly, every single day, woke up and started practicing, and practicing, and practicing, and practicing, until this small habit became so automatic that this person gave amazing concerts and pianos. This chart of a very important book to me, which Alejandro previously talked about, is a book that I genuinely recommend. Here, you can see that what matters the most when building a habit is how much you repeat it. The most you repeat a habit, even though it's difficult, even though you think it's hard and you're not going to be able to reach it, repeat it every single day. Because that is behavior automatically. And it will become something automatic. Always work in your human skills. I'm pretty sure most of you might be saying, what are human skills? What is he talking about? Well, human skills are most likely known as soft skills, but I really don't like to call them like that. And as my friend here, Simon Sinek, once said, there's nothing human of soft skills. It's soft skills. Hard skills are the ones that help us do our job. Help us get straight A's in a scorecard. Help us deliver a project in time. Like math, data, and technology skills, statistics. But human skills is what makes us better people. And not only better people, better leaders. Active listening, empathy, assertive communication, problem solving, storytelling. All of these skills are very, very important for every single one of you. But for those in a leadership position, is a non-negotiable. If you consider one of these human skills a weakness, please make it a habit for you to develop it. Because no one is too old to develop human skills. Number 3, question everything. Your faith, your values, a problem, where you're standing regarding politics, an instruction that they have given you, a decision that you have made. Every single decision is something that's very important for you to question. I had a teacher back in middle school, I think it was an English teacher, who always said, there is nothing such as a dumb question. Sometimes I disagree with this because I do believe at times we do ask dumb questions and people ask us dumb questions. It's normal, it's part of life. But it's very important that you ask them. No matter where you are, if you're at your school, if you're at your job, if you're in a group of friends, in a debate, wherever you are, if you have a doubt or something is not clear, ask. Even if it's dumb. But first, before asking, I want to encourage you to do something. And it is to ask great questions. But you might say, how can I be sure that I'm asking a great question? Well, it's not rocket science. Google. Google is one of the best tools that we have. Googling your question. Back when I was starting working, I had a very dumb question. I'm not going to tell you which it was, but I went to my boss at the moment, and she said to me, "Did you already Google it?" And I said, "No." And she was, "Well, go Google it, and if you don't find your answer, you're definitely going to find a much better question to ask." Some of the people would say, "Wow, she was mean." But no, this advice that she gave me at the moment stick with me till today. Because if you have a question, every time I have a question, not every time because sometimes you're having conversations with people and you're not going to get out your phone and start Googling something you want to ask. But if you have a question and you first go and search for it, either you get the answer or you're going to get more details that will make you ask a much better question than the one you thought in the first place. There's something that sometimes we grew up when people told us that questioning maybe might seem rude or could be inappropriate. And yes, at times it might be. But if you question with the right intent, it's not going to be rude and it's not going to be inappropriate. Because you're asking in order for you to grow, in order for you to contribute in a positive way to the conversation. And believe me, many of the answers you get with these questions will change the course of your path and will put you in a better direction for where you want to go. Number 4, seek first to understand. Many people say that communication is key. And I don't agree with this, because I do think communication is important, but what I do think is key is comprehension. And right now, I would like for some hands in the audience. Who here is married? Have a girlfriend, a boyfriend? Keep your hands up, keep your hands up. Or maybe a significant other. Doesn't have to be in a romantic way. I don't want to put you on the spot. But when you have someone special, I want you to think of this person that is important. Now, I would like for you to think of a day, believe it is going to be very easy, I'm sure, of a day in which you were communicating with this person. Maybe you were having a heated argument because something didn't went the way you wanted. Think of this person. You were communicating to this person in a very clear way. You were stating your feelings exactly like you were feeling them at the moment. Do you guys have right now this vision? I'm pretty sure you do, because it's a very common scenario. And most likely, it's so common that the person you're thinking of is sitting right next to you. What went wrong here? Your conversational partner was definitely not with an attitude of seeking to understand what you're saying. She or he might have arrived with an angry attitude, upset, sad, or with an attitude of winning the argument. And this is the mindset that I encourage everyone to change. Unless, of course, you're running for office and you're in a debate, of course, you have to get with an attitude of winning the argument. That's definitely important. But I'm talking about daily conversations, everyday arguments. Everyday arguments with your wife, with your husband, with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend, with your teachers, with your students. We have the obligation, out of courtesy and respect, to seek to understand someone else's point of view. This will not only help our relationship, it will help us grow, and it will help our relationship get stronger. And finally, number 5. This is a very important matter to me, and as they said in the introduction, I consider myself a promoter of mental health. And mental health is something that for many years, and I could say even right now, it's something that people don't like to talk about. We dodge that ball every time someone kind of touches the subject. And why I do think there are many cultural reasons, particularly in Latin America, that we avoid talking of mental health, but I'm not going to get into it right now. But one of the main reasons we avoid talking about all this type of disorders that are real and that many people suffer and live with is because we're afraid to own it. We're afraid to own our behaviors. This is the way I am, take or leave it. Oh, is that my zodiac sign is Cancer, that's why I'm so temperamental. Deal with it. And of course, there's people who blame it on Mercury retrograde that, if I'm not mistaken, starts tomorrow. So we're starting that season of blaming people of our mistakes. Showing up to take care of your mental health and owning something you know it's not right has never, ever, ever, ever been a sign of weakness. Showing up to therapy and showing up to change a pattern is an act of respect. And it's also an act of bravery for anyone who's around. If you don't want to do this for you, try to do it for someone else. Because working on your mental health is going to help you get rid of different types of barriers that are between you and your goal. At my age, and I'm not that old, I've been in many different types of cages. Different. And as I said at the beginning, some of these cages were small, tight. Other cages were a bit more comfortable. But I have managed to fly away those cages and get to know this type of systems. You want to see cages as systems, you can do it as well. And these 5 points that I'm sharing today with you helped me in that navigation. It helped me fly off from many different cages throughout my life until the day when I say that, I feel like I'm like extremely old and spreading wisdom, but no. So every single cage you're in is going to be a lesson to you. Every single cage you're in is going to help you treasure achievements, knowledge, and opportunities that are very important for every single one of you here to learn and treasure. I want to conclude my talk to you by telling you something, and I want you to have it very, very present. Don't be so hard with yourselves. No matter what stage of life you are, don't be so hard with yourselves. Because 1% better, if you are 1% better today than what you were tomorrow, believe me that you're in the right direction. The cage is always open, and the power of flying away from that cage is within every single one of you. Have a safe flight. Thank you.